have 1 minute to make their closing remarks. That order was also determined by a random draw. Mr. Tong will go first.
Thank you. Thanks for having us here today. You know, during our debate on Thursday, Matt Oakes spoke about his mom and their fight to save their home. I thought that was the most important moment of that debate. He showed us how hard people are struggling, how much they're fighting to hold on to their jobs, to provide for their families, to hold on to their most important asset, their home. He spoke with courage and compassion, and he had the courage to tell us the truth. He reminded us why we're all in this race, why I'm running for the U.S. Senate, to fight for people to help them hold on to their jobs, their homes, their small businesses, and to provide for their kids' education. As chairman of the committee that oversees our banking and mortgage industries here in the state, it's my job to help people stay in their homes. It's my job to fight for the 100,000 families that are going to go to bed tonight in a home in Connecticut that's underwater. It's a fight for them. It's a fight for Matt and his mom. It's a fight I'm ready to take to the United States Senate. Thank you. I hope to earn your support.
Thank you for hosting us. Thank you all for coming. Mr. Tong's right. It's a very personal issue for me. You know, housing, you know, mortgages. I'm just, you know, I'm up here and I'm running because I'm one of the guys, you know, that goes to Dunkin' Donuts because I can't afford Starbucks. And, you know, you hear other people talking and saying, well, we want change, you know. I want to be that guy that goes down to D.C. that's new. I don't want to be, you know, the politician, you know, that's made a career out of this. You know, some of my friends up here, you know, they say things and it just, you know, it comes off as rehearsed sometimes because it's just part of the political machine. I'm not that way. I'm just some common schmo that was like, you know what, we need to make this change. I have the drive and the passion to do it. I have the leadership skills proven out this past Saturday. You know, we did our Fighting Back Cancer, our second annual one. And we raised thousands and thousands of dollars this past Saturday. It's what I do. You know, I lead people. I show them that social areas are where we need to be. Helping people is what we should be about.
I had a little bit of a meltdown in the last debate when I realized the enormity of the problem when I tried to talk about the neoconservatives and the role of AIPAC in the taking down of Iraq, and Mr. Murphy didn't know about it. The Project of the New American Century was a Washington think tank that put out Clean Break, the new strategy for securing the realm, which was a manifesto for Mr. Netanyahu. And in there it said that it was a strategic Israeli objective to take down Saddam Hussein. When 9/11 happened, the neoconservatives sequestered George Bush. They went as far, according to George Tenet, of pulling out slides that went from the Pentagon to the White House and putting in neocon slides. And they were hell-bent, according to Bob Woodward, that George Bush take down Iraq. And George Bush said, we can't because we don't have European approval. And then this is where you come in because Connecticut, you got blood on your hands. Then Paul Wolfowitz and Joe Lieberman went to the WERCON conference almost 1 year to the day of Colin Powell's fateful speech and clamored for war there. If they had not gotten the approval, we never would have gone to war a year later. It's very important that you send me to the Senate.
Your time is up.
Thank you.
Ms. Bysiewicz.
Thank you. This Democratic primary is really about which one of us will best stand up for the middle class. I'd like to go to the Senate to hold Wall Street accountable for the mess that they've made with our economy and also to provide relief to working families in Connecticut. There are real differences between the candidates, and one of these was on May 28th, 2010, when there was a bill before the United States Congress to support college tuition tax credits for middle-class families paid for by closing the hedge fund loophole. Unfortunately, Chris Murphy voted against providing those college tuition tax credits and voted to keep the loophole open. I would have done the opposite. Those loopholes were important for Wall Street, and the hedge fund industry and financial services has rewarded Congressman Murphy with more than $500,000 in campaign contributions. I'll fight for you and not for Wall Street. Thank you so much.
Mr. Murphy.
You know, I think there are two kinds of people in this world. I think there are people who talk about making change, and then there are people who put themselves on the line to do it. I actually don't think you heard a lot of disagreement from the five of us here today on the things that we stand for. I'd submit that the real difference is that I've actually done it. That I didn't just talk about my commitment to a woman's right to choose. I ran against the leading opponent of choice in the state legislature. I didn't just talk about my opposition to the war in Iraq or Afghanistan. I ran for Congress, and I changed a vote for the war in Iraq to a vote against the war in Iraq. And I didn't just talk about my commitment to health care as a human right. I was in the room helping to write the health care bill that's going to transform the lives of millions of Americans. In the end, talk is just talk. Our next U.S. Senator has to be someone who has a history of making change happen.
All right, thank you to all of the candidates for your participation. That concludes our debate. We'd like to thank the University of Connecticut, as well as Fox Connecticut and the Hartford Courant, our panelists, Christopher Keating and Lori Perez. Just a quick reminder that Connecticut's primary is Tuesday, April 24th. We leave you tonight with a few words from the CEO, president, and publisher of the Hartford Courant, Richard Graziano.
Thank you for watching our coverage of the Democratic U.S. Senate debate from the UConn campus. Fox Connecticut, the Hartford Courant, and the University of Connecticut believe in an open, accessible, and honorable democratic process. We believe in every citizen's right to know, and that a healthy democracy requires an informed and engaged electorate. And be sure to get out and vote this year. From all of us at the Hartford Courant and Fox Connecticut and UConn, thank you.